Hey everybody, this is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is unbearably hot, but compared to the rest of the country, a little chilly. I don't know what the thermometer registered, but I did try the beach today, and it was even too hot at the beach, at least for me. So enough with the weather. Wall Street had its own issues today. It started with a fabulous morning. I was up a lot of money. I take a look at 3 o'clock. I see I'm no longer up. I'm flat. By 4 o'clock, I was down. So it wasn't a good day for Dr. J. It wasn't a good day for most investors, at least those who are long. Let's see what happened. There was some ominous signs today. Not, I mean, whenever you have a huge green candle disappear and turn red, that's not a good sign. And in particular, when it becomes an engulfing candle for the key averages like the spiders and the Dow and the XBI, even more trouble. So, should we be selling, or should we say this is an earnings driven rally and it will continue? Dow is entitled to 1 day off after being up 13 days in a row, trading days in a row. So I think it would have equaled the record that occurred in something like 1897 had it been up today. So maybe that was reason enough for it not to be up. Maybe it's nothing more than that. But maybe it is more than that. By the way, welcome to all those viewers that are with me live. Welcome to all those viewers that are watching on replay. Welcome to everyone. Don't forget to take a moment, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about us. Hit that bell. It does something. I think it notifies you. Um, what else? Well, let's get to work. No time to fool around. I have a lot to share with you. The charts of the averages, Roku, Sam, Intel. So I got a lot of stuff. Hey, look who showed up, Heath. Good to see you, Heath. Heath likes my haircut. I like your haircut too, Heath. Do you think the Marines will take me with this haircut? Is it short enough? I don't think it's short enough for the Marines. All right, let's go over the averages first. Let's see which ones. Dow Jones Industrial. The Dow Jones Industrials. I certainly don't want to look at the 1 minute candle. 1 day candle. Okay. Here's what I'm talking about. Big red engulfing candle. The body is engulfed, and so is the entire candle. So this is a legitimate engulfing after a very long rally that started back here in March 15th, 2033. We had a tremendous run from a low of, where was that low? 31,400 roughly, to a high today of 35,645. Nice run. And this kind of candle concerns me when it comes at the end of a long rally. So this is a very meaningful candle. For an engulfing candle, you don't really need a confirmation candle. This says it all. So I'm expecting at least a small pullback, if not a big one, off of this engulfing. Probably not big, because I'm thinking that we're in a very strong bull market, and it can withstand a little pullback. In fact, would be healthy. So a little pullback would be healthy. And let's look at possibilities for this healthy pullback. First possibility that I see is right about here at 30, let's call it 34,950, which would be very little. The next one would be like this double bottom from let me see from where, if I can get the date on that. You know what? I'll just draw in the line. Okay, it's not really a double bottom, but it's a significant bottom. It basically occurred at 33,582, and it was just below the 50 days. So the 50 days served as support back here in June, and it served again as support back over here in July. So the 50-day is looking like an area that you can go ahead and close your eyes and buy, but that would be a significant drop from here. The 50-day is currently where is it currently? 34,023. So that would be a 1,200 point drop, or about 3%. I think I expect that. I do expect that. From this graph, I would not be surprised. I'd be surprised if we don't get it. So I'm going to call this number 34,000 area as support and a buying opportunity. Right now, it's dangerous, because look what happened today with even though Meta blew out the numbers, we managed to go down anyway. So even though Intel, Roku, and Sam are stars after hours today, may not be enough to bolster the market tomorrow. So the Dow is showing signs of a turnaround. What about the SPX? The SPX has an even bigger engulfing candle and an even bigger run from the beginning of the year of about, I think it's about 18%. From the beginning of the year, something like that. So this is a dangerous sign when both the Dow and the S&P are showing candles like this. So another reason to be cautious. But don't think there aren't reasons to poo-poo this as a one-day phenomenon. There's always that possibility that it ignores this engulfing and rallies. What are we looking at now? The Qs. The Qs did not have an engulfing candle, and in fact, did not make a new low from yesterday. Yesterday's low looks lower than today's low. So that's a good sign. The Qs are a little stronger, and it's also in the upper half of its ascending channel, which I drew in. So it's actually at support. You know, I'm having a tough time with this bullshit about rotating out of tech and into some other sectors. I think I'm not buying it, because tech is working for me. I am not getting out of tech, period. At least until I suffer a little pain. You got to prove it to me first. And I haven't seen any signs of tech going down. It's little pullbacks is about all we get on the tech sector, big tech especially. So QQQ is basically tech. I'm in heavily on the QQQ. I am not selling the QQQ based on this candle. In fact, I did no sell. I did a little selling today, but in the biotech area. XBI. Biotech has a huge engulfing candle, the XBI. Not as big a move, and it wasn't at a peak. So it's less important perhaps than the candles that we looked at before. But this is an ugly chart. We were trading back here in 22, 922, we were trading at like $80, and that's where we are now. So we haven't really gone anywhere fast. We peaked at 92.60. So this has been a very dreadful area to be in, a horrible sector, and it looks like the support area has been tested and broken as well. Well, the 200-day is actually support, and that's been taken out. But again, I wouldn't be taking this. This is not as meaningful an engulfing candle as the other two. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want to be in biotech. I'm down to two stocks: CRISPR and Telia. That's it. I don't own anything else in biotech. I sold today. I got out of stocks that I like. I got out of, not today, but earlier, Sava. Today I got out of Blue. I got out of Capricorn, which I like a lot. I got out of Dermatech, which I like a lot. My thinking is I'll be back. Probably lower, but if it's higher, it's higher. Sitting it out for a while. Bitcoin has been dreadful. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Even though it's been dreadful, it hasn't fallen apart. I would have liked to see this area hold, but the last few days, trading days, it's not really holding. It's hovering about this 29,400 area. Today it closed, well, a little bit below it, sitting at the 50. So Bitcoin is still at support, below where I would have liked it, but it's still at support. Bitcoin looks more solid to me than the averages. Mara is on the. This is a week one. This is a daily, and Mara turned in a significant engulfing candle today. One after another, we see these engulfings. Let's take a look at the regional banking ETF KRE. It's not quite an engulfing, but it's close. It's an ugly red candle. I was looking to buy some puts, which I seldom do. If it hit the 200, I thought that might be a good time to come in. I think there's still weakness in the regional banking sector, especially with the Fed continuing to raise rates. So in the short term, I don't like this. And in the long term, I don't like this. At least the not the long term, the middle term, whatever you want to call it. So short term, I don't like it. I don't like it over a period of months, maybe over a period of years. It's fine, but you want to hold something that's weak now for what might happen 3 years from now. I don't. I would not be a buyer of KRE. Of course, all these opinions are strictly my own and not investment advice. Meta. Let's take a look at Meta today. What a beautiful channel, and it's continuing on up. It hit the upper range of the channel again today. Pulled back. It was up about 10%. I know. I think it closed up 4.5. Still a very good day it put in a very good performance on a yucky day. Meta looks strong, probably going up to 330, 340 in the short term, unless there's that pullback I talked about, in which case it'll pull back maybe to the bottom of this candle. This is the weekly candle. The bottom of this weekly candle is like 290-ish. I could see a pullback to 290-ish on Meta. I don't plan on selling any Meta, but who knows? Let's take a look at the daily on it. Daily looks even stronger as we're trading at the top of this channel, even though there was a pullback today. I mean, a turnaround. It was a turnaround off the highs, but it still closed well, gapped up. It gapped up and went much higher, came back down. So Meta is. I wouldn't be rushing to buy it, but I wouldn't be selling it. I own Meta. I'm not selling a share. I may not add unless it pulls back to 280 or below. Then I think about adding. That's right. I'm actually looking to add to my tech holdings, not swap out of them. There's a double top on Intel, considering the after hours move to 37.12. So we're sitting at resistance now, including the after hours pop on earnings. It could be another example of a Meta where we give back quite a bit. Maybe we give back to 35.97 by the end of the day. If we don't have a strong day tomorrow, we give back to about $35, $36. I think Intel will be up regardless, but it's a question of how much it's up. And do I like it? Do I like it long term? Yes. Do I like it short term? Maybe not. Roku, Kathy Wood's special, had a beautiful candle that's largely due to the after hours move. It beat on earnings, up 10%. And what can I say? There is a double top at 79.50 on Roku. So I'd be a little bit careful on being too bullish here. But at the same time, I wouldn't be a seller if I owned it. I'd be holding at this point in time. You got a lot of resistance at that 79.67 area on Roku. Sam, Boston Bear. Look at that green candle. That's huge. That's 10% move, $31 to $345. And again, it puts it at the most recent highs, or very close to that. Recent high was 344. We're at 345. So it too is trading at resistance. And I wouldn't be surprised if we close the day halfway down this green candle, let's say about 330. So I expect that the star performance in the after hours will give back about half of the after hour gains by the close tomorrow. As I think it's reasonable to expect a small pullback. I think that's what the charts are telling us today, that we tried to go up and rally close to new highs, and we were pushed back by sellers. There probably will be more sellers or short sellers tomorrow. So as my friend Kamal always says, a weak Thursday portends a weak Friday. And I think that's very likely here. So I think we covered everything. And I appreciate everybody that views the show. And please leave comments. And hasta la próxima semana, whatever that means. Hasta luego. Ciao. Happy trading to you. Until we meet again.